What's up, everybody? This is Choice.
And this is Tom.
And this is the Applesauce Podcast. Welcome to another show, episode 19.
Number 19.
Number 19. We're doing it during the daytime.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it feels like, I don't know if the content's going to be different. Like, we're just going to say, more proper things.
Proper things?
Yeah.
I don't think this podcast is about proper things.
No.
The screen is really green in your room.
I've
only seen it at night.
Yeah, I wanted to do, what's cool about it is, I wanted to kind of make it so, you could edit the green on it. Like, if you put it on YouTube or something like that, and people could download it and, edit the background. I want to ultimately start doing that. Once I get, fancy enough with graphics, I can start our video editing.
Editing and stuff, yeah.
I can take the green and just, put us in, Hawaii or something like that.
That would be nice.
I just think it would be pretty funny.
It would be pretty
Or
cool.
we have a dinosaur chasing us as we're doing the podcast.
You just have little raptors in a cage.
Actually, it would be pretty cool once we do the movie of the week. When we do the movie of the week, we could put it up on the screen.
I was thinking that too. Is you could throw stuff up there that you're working on.
Yeah.
So you could have it on a screen for us to see, but later on in post production, just throw it up on the green screen behind us.
Yeah.
And that way, if people watching on YouTube would see it.
That would be that would require a lot more time and skill than I have right now.
You could probably do it live, though. I mean, you just have to have a computer dedicated
do it live.
for doing it.
Do it live.
Just fucking do it live.
So...
that never gets old.
No. And I thought about actually renaming the other podcast The Green Room, but I think we've already kind of we've been there too long with the other name.
With the upper room, yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of, because it's been over a year, hasn't it?
It's been more than a year, yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Because I was on number 20 or something like that. It was.
Yeah, we had been doing it for a while. We're up to episode I think 62 or 60. I think 62 or 63 will be tonight.
And you make consistently weekly, so.
Yeah, the only time we take off is during holidays or something like that. Which you should. I mean, it'd be good to take breaks every so often. We take a summer break and then a winter break.
Yeah. Most people probably aren't listening during the holidays too.
Right, yeah. They do
stuff to do.
There's another podcast called The Brilliant Idiots, and they put a flashback episode on.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And so I'm just I'm not watching. I'm going to those guys. I can't watch flashback episodes. I just hate them. I just think they're hack.
Mm-hmm.
But it's they do that because nobody's gonna listen to their new content. I mean, I would listen to their new content, but most people probably won't have time to sit there and listen to their newest episodes.
It'd be kind of cool to do a year review of all the big topics of.
Are the funniest, the highlights or the movie of the weeks.
Yeah, a highlight to listen to at the end of the year, in the Christmas week, you just post the whole year of just some of the funny stuff that happened.
Yeah, we don't have a movie of the week this week, do we?
No.
We can talk about Silicon Valley.
Yeah, since I caught up.
Yeah, you're all caught up on it.
Yeah, so we can talk about that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's
get to the list.
Let's get to it.
All right.
I guess it came out this week that after Michael Cohen's office got raided, and I guess they had to release some names during, preliminary hearings?
They didn't really absolutely have to, they worked on this.
I thought the judge, they're asking the judge, do we have to reveal it? Because they didn't want to reveal the name. There was one, I think there's one of the clients that he didn't want to reveal the name, right?
Well, they didn't want to reveal their clients either.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of procedures. So I was listening to Shapiro, and he's a lawyer, so he's trained as a lawyer. So he was going through when you raid someone a lawyer's office or something like that. The process.
Here, 1 second. Don't let me throw you off. Keep going.
The group that actually does the group that's doing the investigation, they go to another group that has nothing to do with the investigation inside the FBI. That group does the raid, and the original group gives them the information they're looking for, and they go through that office. And if it's not something that they're specifically looking for, they're not allowed to talk about it. They're not allowed to take it or show it or anything. Oh. So if what's on the list doesn't exist there, we're done, because it's a lawyer. So there's client.
Attorney
privilege of other shit inside there, and so they can't just that process can't just go start running through it. It's a very big process.
That's fun. Yeah, it's funny. Once they know about it, it's no longer privileged information.
Well, it's still privileged.
As long as there's no crime, I guess they can.
Well, that's another thing. It's you can't use attorney-client privilege to cover up a crime.
Right. Which is what they're what Cohen and Trump are saying. I think the legal issue they have is the Stormy Daniels pay, how they paid her.
Was it funds or?
Yeah, was it with campaign funds or not? Is where is the crux of the of that legal trouble that he has on that side.
I think
As well as a lawsuit on the civil side.
I think Stormy Daniels just didn't think he'd ever become president and thought she was getting a good deal with $135 million.
He's a billionaire though.
Yeah, but at the time,
$130,000 doesn't seem like that much money.
Yeah, but at the time it was because his campaign was going nowhere. Like he didn't think he was going to win, so and no one really did.
She said she was kind of pressured to take the deal.
I'm sure she was.
I think is what she said in the 60 Minutes interview. Like she was going. She said she was getting threats and getting pressure from people to take the deal.
Did you see that drawing that she did of the person who pressured her into doing it or convinced her to do it?
No.
So she did she claims there was some person who pressured her into doing the deal or something like that, but didn't know who he was, and so they did
let's look it up on here.
Drawings of you know how they do like
the sketch artist,
the sketch art composite, yeah. And after it was done, it looks like her ex-husband.
No
spot on.
way.
It's so basically she just described her husband or ex-husband. I can't remember which one it is, but it's so hilarious because it's like, oh yeah, I'm full of shit. Yeah, that sketch thing down there. That's a video though.
I'm looking for images.
Fucking Microsoft Edge.
It's your boy, man. It's your boy.
Oh yeah, that one right there.
This one?
Yeah.
That guy looks like a woman.
Does he? Yeah. Well, I mean,
this guy looks like, you know who this looks like?
Huh?
It looks like Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins?
Doesn't that look like Tony Robbins?
A little bit, yeah. The jawline and everything.
Yeah, I was like looking at him. He looks like Tony Robbins to me.
That's right.
But this guy doesn't look like Tony Robbins. He does look similar to this.
Yeah, it's like she basically just described her husband. I don't know if it's ex-husband or husband, but yeah, basically she just described it, so she's full of shit. Yeah. She's just lying about this whole I was pressured into it because she wants to get out of it. She wants to get out of the what do you call it?
The non-disclosure.
Right. So she's trying to claim that she was pressured into signing the non-disclosure for the $100,000, and so that it's void if she was pressured into it.
That, and then he didn't sign it.
Who didn't sign it?
Trump didn't.
Oh, he never signed it?
Yeah, allegedly he never signed it.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's like a no-no on his part. Mm-hmm. It's like, how do you have an agreement with somebody if they never agree to it? With signature, I guess it solidifies it.
That's true. But is she having an agreement with him, or is she having an agreement with one of his companies? That's
a weird. I would think it would be the person themselves, right? You can't have a non-disclosure agreement with Trump.
Yeah, you can against a corporation.
Wouldn't that be like a bigger deal though? Like they'd have to get there'd be more eyes on that than there would be with a non-disclosure with Trump
it might be
himself
against the estate of Trump. Like once you become as wealthy as him, you're more of a business than you are a individual.
Yeah.
Like you have business managers and stuff like that. Like all your investments and things are put into corporations and trusts. So I
think it was it's so bad. Probably the disclosure was so bad that he
didn't sign
that Michael Cohen just didn't draft it right.
At the time, they were probably just trying to get it to fucking go away, so that because no one thought he'd win. So he probably was just fuck this, just let this get this go away, and then
he had another one with Karen McDougal, right? Is that her name?
I didn't hear about this one.
Who's another porn star that he allegedly, around the same time, had an affair with.
Damn, I want to be a billionaire. Just knock up or bang porn stars all day.
But he's married. That's the problem. Is he can't just get away with that.
Yeah, everyone knew he was a sleazeball. I mean,
this was part of the package.
Everyone knows he grabs him by the pussy.
This was in the ingredients. If you read them on the side of the.
If you were paying attention in 2016,
on the side of the product,
you knew he was this way.
Well, yeah, you already kind of did. But
I mean, this is not anything new. Oh, Trump's a scoundrel. It's oh, big deal.
I just thought that did you see the 60 Minutes interview with her?
No, I don't watch Legacy.
He said some fucking weird ass shit to her where he said, "You remind me of my daughter." This was right before they were about to have sex.
But that's her saying.
He's like, "Can I call you Ivanka tonight?"
Call me daddy.
Oh man, I don't usually have that. I'm gonna have to watch that because I don't have the. I usually rock back. So I might just
you look away from them.
I might just yank this out. I'm trying to not bleed the mic, but whatever. We'll let it do what it do.
Let it slide this time.
So yeah, we didn't even get to. I mean, we're getting there. We're working our way to it. The big person that they had to reveal this week was Sean Hannity.
Yeah, we still haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah, as I said, we're getting around to it.
Yeah, we get off topic every now and then.
We're on topic, but it's an overarching point we're trying to make.
It's a big topic.
Yeah, it's a bigly. So Sean Hannity was the mysterious client that Michael Cohen had. I think the big deal about this was Sean Hannity never revealed that to people on television that he was saying.
Yeah, that he was covering the story, but never revealed that he was a client of his at one time.
Yeah,
it was a long time ago. He's not a current client.
And he said it was like for real estate.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it is kind of weird that he never said it. I would say that is, but like, how when you're at that level, I mean, do you have to say that you are involved to every person that ever comes onto the air? I mean,
yeah.
That doesn't really change what he did.
But they were just saying, he was just sounding really weird. Like when every time he would ask him a question, he's like, attorney-client privilege, and then he'd be like, yes. It's like, how would you just...
So, what's his name? Interviewed him?
Interviewed who?
Hannity interviewed Cohen.
No, like when they would talk together in their meetings, like when he met him in his lawyering capacity.
I see. Okay. So he couldn't really talk about other stuff. That's what he's saying. Like.
Right. He would just say he would ask him before they started talking attorney-client privilege. Like.
Oh, okay. I see.
So
like you have to. Oh, okay.
You better shut up about this.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought that was
that's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird they're kind of making a big deal out of it, but I thought it was kind of funny that Sean Hannity was his client.
It does sound like, I mean, yeah. It sounds like, I don't know.
They made a big deal about it.
There was they did make a big deal about it. I thought it was like, okay, I mean, you kind of just know that kind of stuff about these guys.
Yeah. I mean, you use lawyers for a lot of stuff once you're at that level, I mean.
Yeah, so I mean, if they reveal why he kind of saw him, which I don't think they can, they just can reveal the client name, right? Like not why he visited him.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're allowed to reveal. It's just a client name.
Right. So if it comes out that he was a fixer for him,
a fixer for him.
That's what they called him for Trump. He's a fixer.
Oh,
he would get rid of shit bodies or drugs or drugs.
Prostitutes peeing on him.
Yeah, wasn't that a movie? Like somebody was a fixer in a movie. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Well, John Wick had that.
Yeah.
He'd call them up and they would just come and clean up and take all the bodies away.
Right. Yeah.
I think there was a movie about that though, a person that
that's
that
what
was
I
their
felt
job.
like. Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called now.
Liar Liar probably was a similar kind of thing.
Liar Liar.
Yeah, with Jim Carrey. Remember
what kind of lawyer was he?
He was like a civil lawyer. Oh, he would always do it. He would get people off. I mean, I think he was criminal too. It doesn't make any sense now. Because usually practice one kind of form of law.
Right. Yeah.
So he was doing he was getting criminals off that were committed a crime and he didn't really have any conscience and that was the whole movie he got a conscience so he could be a good father to his kid. So it was a kid movie obviously, but
it was funny though. The pen is blue. That's one part I always remember about it. Him fighting with the pen, he pops his head up and it's covered in blue pen.
That part where he talks to that girl in that elevator was she was hot. That was
I remember that part.
Oh, that was crazy. But he was talking about he wanted to he wanted her to breastfeed him or something like that.
Oh yeah, because he can't tell a lie. He can't hold it all in. Classic Jim Carrey.
Oh man. Speaking of Jim Carrey, did you see the paintings that he was doing?
No.
Of the Trump administration?
No, he's doing paintings of the Trump administration?
Yeah, he does painting. He's been painting for a while, but he's doing it politically motivated paintings now. So I don't know if you see they're pretty interesting. You want to show you?
Yeah, show me one.
All right, let's bring them up.
That is so funny. Yeah, you need to get on the wireless mouse keyboard so you can do that from the mic.
I'm like the show grip / host. I need to go on Google. Fuck this shit, dude.
I'm wondering why you're using Bing.
Yeah,
I use Bing.
I thought you used Bing.
I did, but I was wondering why you were using it.
Because it's not my default browser. I actually should be using Chrome.
I was surprised you were using Edge.
Yeah, I'm losing my.
I don't use Chrome. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I don't use Google. You don't want Google spying on you?
No, fuck Google.
Supposedly they have a profile on everybody. You hear about that? Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I'm sure they have a profile. Their business is collecting data.
Yeah. You remember they first came out with Google?
Yeah, I remember. Googling was the cool way to search. It's oh, are you Googling it?
Oh yeah, it's coming from AOL and 56K and all that stuff.
Yeah. It loaded so quickly too, the Google homepage. I swear that's why it became so popular. It's because there was just nothing on it, it was just clean.
Yeah, like that's it. Like it started like exactly where you wanted to take it.
Mm-hmm. Like it used to be my homepage because I used to tell people like the world could end, but Google will still be there. That's how I know the internet's working if Google comes up. If Google doesn't come up, probably the internet's not working.
That's what I usually do.
Oh,
this is the Michael Cohen painting. I think he did.
that's interesting.
He's actually not a bad artist.
No,
Like he's better than I thought he would be.
Yeah, I mean they're not bad.
But he had this one of Sean.
This is Sean.
Sean Manatee.
Yeah, Sean Manatee.
Isn't that fucking awesome? And then he is like, I don't know who he's wrestling. Do you know who he's wrestling with here?
Looks like
That's Alex. That's Alex Jones.
Oh, him and Alex Jones are wrestling. That's funny.
And then they have this one with Scott Pruitt. That's the EPA guy, right?
Yeah, he's the EPA administrator.
He's got like a
pipeline. He's like
pipeline
pipeline
up his ass coming out of his mouth. And then he's got Scott Bolton, right? Or Mike Bolton? John Bolton.
Yeah, you're close.
Michael Bolton.
Well, we'll have to change my name. He's the one that sucks.
That's so like relevant, dude. That is like so funny.
I love that part.
It's like, so which album is your favorite?
I guess all of them. Me too. If you asked me to choose, I couldn't choose either.
This one is pretty funny too.
Touching his nipple
while he's scooping out ice cream. All right, so yeah, that was Jim Carrey's paintings. I think those are gonna sell, dude. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of like left-wing people that are gonna buy them for like a lot of money. Like theirs are gonna go like.
I love it how this stuff will be, like people will buy them, pay a shit ton of money, and things like, oh my god, such great art and everything.
Yeah.
But had you done that with Obama, the left would have lost their shit.
Yeah, they would have.
And it would have been racist immediately. It's like, no, we're not.
Well, it depends. It depends on what they did. Because there was political cartoons about Obama, weren't there?
Yeah.
But not from the left. That's who usually does this kind of stuff. Like, they're usually the more artistic of the political sides.
Did it though? Like they would have said, "Oh, this is horrible. You can't do this to a sitting president." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like they would have totally protected Obama and thought it was the worst thing ever. But
I
anything you do to Trump, you can do whatever you want.
I think all the rules are out because he's so like unpopular.
Like you can, like they would make fun of Michelle Obama, or they would dislike one of her policies. But it's okay to make fun of what's her name's accent. Even though she speaks 5 languages.
Melania?
Yeah. Like, what's his name was,
She's got to prove that.
What?
That she speaks 5 languages.
Oh.
She's like, if you can just say hi in all 5 languages.
They say fluently that she speaks them.
No, yeah, I hear she can speak
what's his name? Jimmy Kimmel had to apologize for it.
Oh, yeah?
Sean Hannity, like, attacked him until he apologized. Like, he was just stalking him on Twitter.
About Melania, or?
He made fun of Melania's accent, and, like a group called him out on it, and Sean Hannity was like reserved a spot of his show every night to like rail on him for doing it.
Is that why Jimmy Kimmel apologized?
Yeah,
I saw headlines about.
I think Jimmy Kimmel eventually realized it was like a shitty thing to do. Like like you're for immigration, but you're gonna make fun of the first lady's.
You can make fun of her for maybe I don't know marrying into a green card or something like that. How much she doesn't like Trump. They sleep in separate rooms. I mean, that's more like the political.
A lot of people do that when they're old, though.
Yeah.
Once they get to a certain age, a lot of people sleep in separate rooms.
Yeah, they're just like, we don't really like each other anymore. Let's get together for dinner.
I don't think it's a like, because like my parents still liked each other, but like if my mom had to get up super early, she would go sleep in a different room.
It is difficult to sleep with, it's having someone in the same bed as you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember, when I was like trying to like position myself, like when I first did it, I was like, what the fuck, like. Get away from me!
Do you have to have that much space? Like,
I was like, I'm kind of like a wild sleeper, so I just position myself like in a bunch of different positions, and then I finally get comfortable and then like dozed off. It happened like did last night. I was like trying to go to bed, and I just keep turning the pillows like different ways, and I'm like, I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Let's try this, let's try that, let's put this, no, subtract this.
And then 8 hours later, I'm like...
And then you're awake.
Yeah, so that happens to me like a lot.
Do you ever lay down and like immediately fall asleep, like when you're super tired?
When I'm drunk.
Oh, when you're drunk?
When I'm drunk or high. Or drunk and high at the same time. I remember I had like edibles one time with some friends, and like we got like drunk too. Like we went to bed and fell asleep like instantly.
Wow.
Like all of us. I don't even like there wasn't any like laughter, like joking. We just like all went back and just like immediately fell asleep. Or if I work out really hard, like I'll come back and like at night it'll be like super easy to go to bed.
That's when it usually happens to me. Like when I do something like super physical throughout the day, and
or going to the beach or like swimming, that kind of stuff.
Something that just sucks the energy out of you.
Yeah.
Like, and then you wake up in the exact same position you like lay down in.
Yeah.
Like,
or like
rare for me.
You ever wake up without covers on you? It's like after like 8 hours.
No. No, I wake up like I don't wake up. That happens to you?
Yeah, it's happened to me before.
You ever fall asleep in your clothes?
I fell asleep in a car one time too. That was after a night of heavy drinking, so that was fun.
It's always weird, like when you go out drinking and then you're like, I'm just gonna lay down for a minute, and then you wake up 4 hours later, and you're like sweaty because you're all still in your jeans and shit, and you're like, God damn it! You just like get undressed and throw everything on like the floor and get under your covers.
That's awesome. Those are like the best nights.
I always feel shitty though.
Yeah, well, it depends. I usually don't fall asleep, like, if I fall asleep while I'm drunk, it's usually for, like, go to bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, the only time I can't sleep, usually like that, is when I have the spinners, but I usually don't get those anymore.
I haven't gotten that in a long time,
Yeah. Like
I have to drink a shit ton to get that.
Those were, like, I felt like I had them maybe a little bit in Europe. I don't remember the spinners.
Probably that night we had, like, a lot of beer.
That night I passed out.
Did you pass out?
Immediately. You're talking about the first
night?
night?
You made like a mess in the bathroom.
Yeah, the first time we were in Munich.
Yeah, you fucked up that bathroom.
I got lost though. I was like so drunk. I was so drunk I was lost. I couldn't. I barely got home. I barely got to the hotel.
I turned around. We like crossed the street. I turned around and you were gone. And
I remember that. It was like
fuck is Nick?
I remember like kind of half thinking like I should keep up with you guys, but like. I don't know. I don't remember what happened.
Like we crossed the street and you were gone.
Yeah, that's like I don't remember what.
It wasn't a big street. It was like a tiny street.
And then I just
then, I went back on the other side of the street. I'm just like yelling your name. I'm like Nick. Like you're a lost child. Because I was so drunk. I was like I was like, what the fuck happened to him? He was just here. He was just behind me.
And then I just walked onto that train. Like I didn't even like pay for a ticket. Like I just walked onto it.
It's like a 2,700 euro.
Yeah, it's like a really. So I was just like. I went the opposite way too, so I had to like I flagged the taxi down somehow, which I don't even know if the guy was on duty or not. I just got in his taxi.
He was probably just sitting there.
And I was like, go to the Sheridan. Go to the Sheridan. I just did it like Sheridan. And then I paid him with whatever I had in my pocket. I think I paid him enough. And then I got out and just like I was like.
Imagine if you like threw him a 50 or something like that for driving you like for like a $10 ride.
I accidentally gave a guy 100 in Las Vegas one time.
You did?
Yeah, this most recent time, maybe like 2 years ago, right? Like we were fucked up that night, and I think I was going to get cigars, like from the bathroom attendant, like had cigars. And I think I took
cigars too.
I thought I was giving him a 20. But like when I woke up in the morning, I was like, "Where's my fucking $100 bill?" And I was like, "I fucking gave that guy a $100 bill."
Oh, but he was like, "Wow, this guy is a roller."
He like hits a button. Oh man,
that's hilarious. So you accidentally gave him the 100?
Yeah, I did. I was like, we were just so drunk that like I felt like we didn't drink that much, but like we were fucked up.
Do you think like the hype of like being in another place like made you more drunk?
That maybe, and then we were with Frank and that whole group.
Yeah.
And like we were smoking cigars like outside on the patio, so it was like it was just an awesome time.
Mm-hmm.
And like my friend, who it's really hard for him to get drunk. He's kind of like you, like he just like drink like infinitely, like tripped on the way out because he was so fucked.
Oh, so he was that fucked.
And he like fell on the ground. But just to put it in perspective, he was buying drinks for everybody. And his tab was like $400.
Damn.
I didn't even look at him. I was like, I can't help you, dude. I mean, I could have. He wanted me. I was like, yeah. I was like, but he has money.
What does he do?
He's like a web developer, I think. But yeah, he's good off. He's well off.
Let me get on that gig.
Yeah. Anyways,
$400 tabs don't faze you.
Yeah, that was like. Well, he's single now too, so.
Oh, so yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about this enzyme that devours plastic. I thought this was like the coolest thing I saw this week. So there's this I guess, bacteria they found in like garbage dumps that I guess breaks down certain polymers. Don't quote me on the names of these damn things because I don't know.
Don't quote me on the science.
But essentially, yeah, it's like polyethane something, which is like a plastic polymer that you find in like plastic bottles and stuff like that. It breaks that down. So they were trying to develop this enzyme they can just put on like plastic and just melt it essentially.
Now, is this formed naturally, or are they trying to?
They're manipulating it a little bit, like I think they're just gonna take the enzyme to break it down. They're not gonna use like bacteria to do it. They're just gonna spray it on the plastic.
Oh, they just want like the thing that the bacteria is producing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that makes sense. That's kind of cool. So what you got on hand?
Well, that's the thing is like they said they were just gonna like the application for it was gonna be like spraying it on floating islands of plastic in the Pacific, and I was like, that sounds dumb. Like, there's no way. Like, how do you? If it's gonna break down in the middle of the ocean, what the fuck is it gonna like form into? Like, it's just gonna turn back into like oil.
I don't know.
So you're gonna have an oil spill after trying to clean up the plastic in the
Maybe
ocean.
it sinks to the bottom and then decomposes.
That's even worse, though.
Yeah, but what if it makes it so that it actually decomposes? Because plastic does decompose at some point.
Yeah, after like instead of 1,000 years, like it decomposes in like 2 or 3
like what if
years.
it sinks to the bottom and it actually goes through
That's something
the
they're gonna have to figure that out before they just start spraying it on islands of plastic in the ocean.
We should just build things on the island of plastic.
Yeah, why not?
Just build a prison out there.
A prison of plastic.
On the island of plastic. We just
put Magneto up there.
Yeah, we just drop you on the prison of, or you just drop you on the island of plastic. That's your what do you call it? Yeah, if it makes it like just accelerates the what do you call it process?
The decomposition process.
Because imagine like spraying it on everything that went through it. Like if like all your recyclables, you just.
I was thinking of a cool thing is like you gather all your recyclables and then put this stuff on it and then you can use it. I don't know if it's refined oil or if you can use it somehow to put in your car or some shit like that. Like if they could take it, like you could take it and they melt it down and take it and then they can give you back like oil for your car.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a little. I'd be wary to put that in my vehicle.
People put like corn oil in their vehicle, don't they?
Yeah,
like cars that run on corn.
It's old diesels. Diesels will run on spent. What do you call it? Vegetable oil.
Well, that's good for my Toyota Land Cruiser.
They can. You have to do something to the engine, but you can get it to where it'll run on that stuff.
Yeah, but they're gonna. I mean, once they get these running on just regular vegetable oil and water, we'll be good to go.
Once we get that water engine that guy got killed for.
Yeah, that's like weird. Can we talk about that?
What?
No, I'm just saying, like, can anybody just mention why that guy died?
Because the oil companies killed him.
He got shot by the same guy that robbed the IT guy for the Democratic.
Oh yeah. He was in a robbery, although the watch and wallet was still there full of money. But he was in a robbery, and he was shot in the back.
He got shot in the head 3 times.
Yeah.
And fell down the stairs.
Yeah. But it has nothing to do with the Clintons.
Like,
no story here.
Like the mob thing. Oh, he fell on 20 bullets.
Pretty hard too. Let's move on.
All right, let's talk about Barbara Bush.
Dead at 92.
Dead. Well, she had a good run. That was a really good run.
Yeah.
I feel like George Bush Senior is probably not far behind her.
No, usually they die in pairs. Like usually as one dies, the next one kind of.
Not that I'm saying he.
Yeah, we don't want him to die. Obviously.
Of course not.
He's a good guy, but usually
everybody dies.
Yeah, everyone dies, and usually it happens like within a few years of each other.
Yeah, especially if they're like close. They've been married for how long?
97, I think. I think he's a few years older than her.
And he was like hospitalized too.
Yeah, he was in the hospital recently.
I feel like he's kind of like on his way. Like he's just clinging to life essentially.
He was at what do you call it? He was at one of the debates not too long ago. Him and Barbara.
Yeah. But he's so old now. He's like you can't even. He's like that kind of old where you're like don't want to be around it.
Yeah, like 10, 15 years ago, I think he was still coming out for like events and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like, there's a picture of all the presidents.
It's like he can spit up on you at any time. That's how I feel like. That's the kind of old he is now.
I don't think he's at that point. Did you hear that story where they were saying that he was molesting girls?
Yeah, well, he was like touching, like groping girls or at the convention, right?
He wasn't. No, it's because of where he puts his hands. He was making a joke about it, but because of he's in a wheelchair though, so there's like no other way to like put your hand around someone like when you're getting a picture. And he would make the joke of like Copperfield. Okay. There was some joke he would make that was like from the 1950s or something.
David Copperfield?
Yeah, David Copperfield.
That's such a creepy old man thing to do.
I doubt he was grabbing women's asses.
I believe he was.
I don't.
I could completely believe that.
I don't believe that.
That's what you're allowed to do, though, right? Shouldn't you be allowed to do that?
It's a basic human right.
It's a basic human right.
We gotta get Bernie Sanders on that. I swear you could probably get him to say anything's a basic human right.
Yeah, I mean, if he's agreeing with Cardi B.
Is it? Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
I
forgot about that story.
She was talking about FDR, like giving everybody Social Security. Yeah.
You're not a big fan of her, are you?
I wouldn't say I'm not a big fan. I'm just like, it's kind of lowest common denominator, like humor / thoughts processes. You know what I mean?
Of her, you mean?
Of just, yeah, the comedy in general. Like when she says stuff, I'm just like, she's like, FDR made America great because that's the reason old people have Social Security right now. And I was like,
she spelled it all.
I was like, there's not even a whole thought.
She sounds dumb as fuck when she talks.
I don't want to call her dumb, but I'm just like...
No, I'm saying she sounds that way. I'm not saying she is.
Yeah, like...
When she talks, she sounds like she's stupid.
It's, you know when people say certain things, and it's just like, you want to just there's more to it than that, but you don't want to look like you're angry. Like, that's how I kind of feel. Or just like, alright, I'll let her say what she says, and the people that agree with her... Because I'm going to look like a dick if I say something.
I'm going to look like a dick.
I was like, that's how I feel, essentially. But, anyways.
Alright, let's move on.
So Trump says North Korea and South Korea have my blessing to discuss ending the war.
Well, if he has a blessing, that war will be over.
They
are in talks, though.
Yeah, I know, but like, what are they gonna end? Like, what are they gonna like?
Well, they're actually gonna end the war. The war never ended.
Did it not?
No, they
have the Korean War, right?
The Korean War has an armistice. It's not actually ended. We're still at war with Korea.
So that is actually the longest war.
That is the longest war because we've never actually signed an agreement.
Are we still in Vietnam?
No.
Is World War II still going on?
But I think they're offering to give up their nukes to end the nuclear program.
Doesn't South Korea have nukes?
I don't think they do.
No?
We might have nukes there, but I don't think they're nuclear power now.
So I wonder what the agreement would be though. Like North Korea gives up their nukes. What happens to Kim Jong poopy pants?
I don't know. Maybe he's being more open to the idea of like being a more open society. Like, I mean, he did live in the West.
Maybe Dennis Rodman changed his mind.
That would be hilarious.
if Dennis Rodman is the diplomat of the fucking century?
Of the century, yeah. Like if he's the one who actually solved this problem. Like imagine historians have to write history books about a dude that wears a dress.
and dyes his hair blonde and has like all kinds of tattoos on his face.
Didn't he used to like wear dresses and like photo shoots and shit?
Yeah, he did that. Like he was one of those out there guys. He had sex with Madonna.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you banged Madonna.
She had a book of like just people she was banging. She did like porn back in the 90s.
Really?
I mean, that's essentially what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was like famous people, but like...
Kind of like the Kardashians.
It was essentially porn, yeah. I mean, she was like Kim Kardashian before. She actually had talent though. Madonna can sing.
That's true. Madonna can sing.
Like a virgin.
Her old stuff. Her new stuff was just like...
I like
just go be a producer.
Her best song, she had the music song, was good. I like that.
Music song.
Music.
I hated that fucking song.
I like that song, and then I like the Please Don't Tell Me to Stop, where she's like walking on the treadmill, and is in the cowgirl outfit.
Oh, I think I know. I'm trying to think of the beat of that song. Like I remember that scene in the music video, but
yeah,
I can't remember the song.
I like that song.
I didn't really like any of the songs at all.
That was the last time she made any like good music.
That was like 90s too. That was like
I feel like it was early 2000s.
Is it early 2000s?
Let's say. What was it called? I think it's called Please Don't Tell Me to Stop.
I love how we went from North-South Korea conflict to Madonna.
Yeah. Well, that's what
was in under 20 seconds.
it was released in 2000.
Should just call this off topic. We should have called our podcast.
It doesn't matter. This is an overarching point. We're saying Dennis Rodman is a great diplomat.
It's just so funny though.
These are the things that Dennis Rodman has done. and he's the one that solved the North Korea South Korea problem. Tying it back in. All right, all right.
We could call our podcast 6 Degrees.
6 degrees of Dennis Rodman.
It's so funny how we get off track. We discuss like a real world issue and then get to like something stupid.
I think it's like hard to discuss the issue. Like it's hard to take it seriously.
I know. I find it really funny.
I don't know what else. I mean, what are we gonna say about this? Like President Trump says, Okay, they have his right. They have his blessing.
But it seems like they're actually working on it though. It's just weird the way he, like, if you read the transcript of like
he's giving him permission.
Yeah, like he's giving permission to South Korea. Like you can sign a treaty now.
You can do whatever you want with your sovereignty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, on the side of like the war would have to be ended by the United States too. Like we were fighting on behalf of South Korea
because they were anti-communist.
Right.
That was the anti-communist.
We have to be involved with any like peace treaty, essentially.
Would we really though?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing that the North Koreans dropped the idea of us leaving the nation. So we have like 3,500 troops or something like that in South Korea.
Yeah.
And all the talks before, we would never sit down with them because the agreement included removing all U.S. troops from South Korea, and they dropped that this time. And so we're like, okay, well let's talk. We can talk now because you're dropping something that's never we were never going to leave. Like you have 2 million people army. We're not leaving.
Yeah.
We're not going to leave South Korea to just get run over by you.
Is South Korea in that bad a shape that they couldn't defend themselves?
They not against a 2 million man army.
No?
Not against North Korea.
How many people are in North Korea versus South Korea?
I don't know the populations. You have to look that up. But they have like a 2 million man army.
So like
they're one of the largest armies in the world. People.
People-wise, so a war of attrition.
Yeah, standing army, they're one of the largest in the world. But because Seoul is so close to the border that they could like get to Seoul within a few hours.
They have 51 million people in South Korea.
What does North Korea have?
Give me a moment, please.
Hurry up.
Shut up. They have half. They have 25 million.
But South Korea, I don't think has much of a military. Like they have a defense force, but it's not.
They just need to get it together. They just need to tell the guys, look, stop being pussies.
Look, they're busy making cars, man.
Are they really?
South Korea? Hyundai is South Korean.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what Hyundai was.
Yeah.
I thought that was Japanese.
No, Hyundai is South Korean.
Hi. So this.
That's
not Korea. What, South Korea?
Yeah. I think it'd be a cool place to visit. Seoul.
I don't know, man. I'm not too hip on that. I'd rather, out of all of them, Japan would be my destination. And then maybe, Hong Kong definitely. Japan, Tokyo, Hong Kong.
I'd like to see Beijing. I'd like to see the Great Wall.
And then the Great Wall, yeah. That's about it. And then everything else is just smog and human suffering.
Wish I could just travel for a year and just go see everything.
See, fly, Luna.
Mexico has a space program? See, fly.
Yeah, I'd hit that up. Out of all that, I think Korea's not really on my list to go to. I'd go to it, but it's not I don't know what's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what Korean culture is. I know what Japanese and Chinese culture is.
Barbecue, man.
They just don't have good movies.
Korean barbecue.
They had good movies. Oh, they have Taekwondo. They have Taekwondo movies.
I think they have a culture. They just don't. You can go see the border. You can go see the DMZ and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Not the war stuff. The stuff they actually do and that they're into.
Oh, I don't know.
Korean movies, other than Taekwondo movies, martial arts flicks. I don't know what they're really into over there.
I don't know what they're into either.
Yeah.
Although I still would like to go see Seoul one day. I think it'd be kind of cool.
I got Seoul.
Moving on.
I don't know. What about North Korea? Would you go to North Korea?
You can.
You can?
I think they stopped it right now, but there is a tour group that will allow.
Well, you'll end up like a vegetable, like that one guy.
No, he was on a tour group, but there's a few YouTube videos of people who have actually visited South Korea and visited North Korea. You register through their government, and it's a program run by somebody, and they take you in. But it's an all government planned thing. That
scares the fuck out of me.
So you get on the bus, and they take you to a place to eat lunch.
And it's in the interview, where they show you the people working in grocery stores that are
Yeah, they show you that type of shit. They show you a restaurant.
It's a lot of propaganda.
She's one of them I was watching. They went to a restaurant, and the lady, she would they're the only customer she's seen all day. Like, they have this beautiful restaurant, but no one can go to the restaurants. None of them can afford it.
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
build this restaurant to show you cuisine, and then, like, something they do is they bring you a bunch of little plates. So, like, say you're eating lunch, they bring you a bunch, like, they'll bring you, like, 5 or 6 bowls to make the food look like they've given you a huge portion of food. To make it look like...
It's actually not much at all.
It's not a lot of food, but they make it look like it's bigger than they make it look like, we're bountiful, we have a lot of stuff.
That is the mind trick, though. They do say use smaller plates, like, if you want to...
And then it's all propaganda all the way through.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, they just bring you to different places to...
Kim Jong-un once caught a bullet with his bare hands, like that kind of stuff.
No, not that type of stuff, like propaganda against the United States, that they were the aggressors, that they are trying to oppress the Koreans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be really cool to see some of their stuff. I think, like, just from their perspective, and it'd be like going in a time warp because they've been stuck in, like, the 1960s.
I thought the U.S. had 330 million people.
How much is it?
Here it says in 2006 it was 323.
Well, that's 2006. It was, like,
There's no way we gained 10
12
million
years ago.
people.
Exponential, man.
No, 2016. Did I say 2006?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude,
Yeah, it
there's
says-
a lot of fucking going on.
It says 325 million is what the population is now in the
Moving
United
all
States.
fucking at night.
What?
You heard that from Bad Boys? What's his name? The boy comes to pick up his daughter. Bad Boys 2, I mean.
Oh yeah, kind of vaguely.
You're a
remember it.
ludicrous looking motherfucker. That's one of my favorite scenes. What's his name plays drunk? Like he just got out of jail. He's got his gun in his waist.
All I need to tell a kid is a cop. So, Russia has only 144 million people.
Yeah.
I say only. That's a lot of fucking people, but you don't ever see, like, what do Russians do too? Like, I saw this one Russian movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was very bizarre. Like, it's like they don't have the budget to make like our level movies.
They don't.
Yeah.
They did go through a collapse.
Well,
20 years ago. I mean, that'll set you back a little bit.
So did Donald Trump. Yeah.
I mean,
Look where he is now. He's the president.
I mean, there's getting back up though. I mean, like, what do you think Putin's trying to do? He's trying to rebuild the old Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Like that's essentially what he wants to do.
Everybody gets a gray shirt.
Everyone gets a gray
Gray shirt, gray pants, gray hat. Everyone.
All boys learn how to ride a bear.
Yeah.
With their shirt off. Do you ever see those memes where they put Trump and what's his name together?
Riding.
And Trump's like holding him. So fucking hilarious.
Those are good.
Because he was on a horse, but they put him on a bear.
He always takes his fucking shirt off.
He does all the time.
It's like after a certain point, it's like makes everybody uncomfortable.
Not there though.
He's
like I see that like as manual.
He's like a 60-year-old man though, isn't he?
He's in good shape though for a 6-year-old man.
Right, definitely.
He's pretty bulky.
He's Hasselhoff level. He's not Hasselhoff tall, but he's Hasselhoff.
No, but
shape.
he's like a pretty big guy though.
No, he's not. He's like 5. He's shorter.
No,
than
I mean like muscle wise though.
Yeah,
he's pretty built.
Because I knew he didn't like. There's like times I don't think he like staying next to Obama because Obama's like 6'2".
So that's why he doesn't want.
Yeah, like that's
so much taller than him.
Yeah, like that's like Trump is the same way. Like he didn't like Comey because Comey's like 6'10".
Oh yeah, and
So-
Trump's like 6'2" or something.
Yeah, and he's tall too. He's like tall already, but like he's.
Comey's like really tall. Yeah.
But it like made him insecure that Comey's like taller than him. He's like, get him out of the room.
Fire him.
I love that meme of Comey standing there with like the suit that looks like the curtains. That's
I
like
saw
that kind of just sums up everything.
Do you ever see that? You know how they do a victory parade and Victory Day parade in Russia? You ever seen that on YouTube?
No, I haven't seen it.
They broadcast it on like one of the random channels on cable, but every year they celebrate the end of World War II, and it's called Victory Day there. And
They were actually like part of the Allies, right?
Yeah.
During World War II, like she actually helped beat Germany.
Yeah.
So like because when Hitler was trying to fight the two-front war, he had part of the army go over to Russia, and they got caught in like the winter storm over there.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Russia really helped win the war.
Yeah.
But they do Victory Day. They celebrate it, and they do this big march and everything with all the generals and all the military, and they march it down through the Red Square.
Yeah.
Bush was there for one of them.
Yeah.
He sat there next to Putin.
Which
the
one?
whole time.
W?
W. Yeah, he joined them one.
Yeah, he
time.
looked into his soul, his eyes, and saw his soul.
It's kind of funny. Like we used to be friends. Like in that era, that like Russian and
I don't think they were ever really friends. Like any Putin level, I mean any time Putin was in office was in power, he wasn't friends with the United States. It was all a front.
Oh, I can see that, like the front thing. Yeah, but there was a time that like our relationship wasn't that bad.
I think it just had to. It took something to break the relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it took them fucking over like us a couple times to be like, all right, stop it, knock it off.
What do you mean fucking sober?
I don't know, like these like I guess counter-espionage wars in like Afghanistan and I mean where.
Us fucking them over.
Well, not necessarily us.
That was the
fucking
Soviet
them over.
Union.
I mean,
that wasn't.
there
this
was
is the current version of the Russian.
like Syria. Like in Syria, they're kind of working against us in Syria.
Right. Well, they just want Assad to be like totalitarian regimes. They don't want to see one get toppled.
Yeah.
So like if you look.
So we're still fighting the Cold War.
But if you look at all the people that voted against it in the UN, it's China, Russia, Syria, Vietnam, and like a few other ones that are all totalitarian regimes. Like
Vietnam's totalitarian still?
I think it was one of the southeastern. It might not be Vietnam. It might have been one of the other ones.
Myanmar, maybe.
Myanmar or something like that. But like it was all ones that are ruled by dictators.
Yeah. Thailand. I think Thailand has a king.
Yes, I think it was Thailand. It wasn't Vietnam. But
yeah.
It was all of them ruled by dictators. Essentially, that were the ones that voting against.
Like ironically.
Yeah, ironically, it's like all of you that are dictators said, like, no, you can't do that.
Like when they're counting the votes. Everybody opposed to. Everybody for totalitarian governments.
Russia, China, Thailand, Syria.
Here's a stretch. Venezuela? Okay.
I think they were one of them. Yeah, I think they were one of them too. I'd have to look it up again, but yeah, it's kind of funny, and that's why they're like have vested interest in it. Is they just don't want a totalitarian regime.
How would that hurt them though? Like, why are they so anti?
Because it's the people that are uprising against it and taking it down, and they don't want that idea to spread.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So they want to just hold on to their power.
Right. They just want it to go away.
Because they're kind of using capitalism in a way, but like not to the full advantage of.
Right, it's kind of like fascism. Like it's capitalism controlled by the government.
Yeah. Well, that's who's in power with all his friends, right? Or has all the money.
Who?
Putin.
Yeah, it's like all people that were friends of his.
Yeah.
I think last time we were talking about like the most amount of billionaires are in Russia.
Yeah, we were. I still hadn't looked that up yet. It
might not be true now. That might have been years ago, but
yeah.
After the collapse, like so many of them like gobbled up like companies that did like resources and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, let's burn through a couple of these.
Yeah.
Sandy Hook parents. Oh yeah, hit Alex Jones with a lawsuit.
Yeah, I thought this was interesting.
How is that going to work though? Is that defamation?
Yeah, defamation lawsuit. And they also said that they got like death threats and things like that from his stories.
Shit. That's fucked up though. He shouldn't have done that.
He shouldn't have gone to the level he went to. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
The idea that you want to ask questions about this story, I think. That's something that pisses me off about this, because I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, let's ask a few questions about it. No, you can't. You're a denier. Like, well, no, I just want to know more facts about this.
It's a really, really sensitive subject when somebody's child gets shot.
And therefore, we should investigate it fully.
Like, I get it, yeah, but it's like, I mean...
Like, I should be able to ask, like, we should be able to ask whatever question we want. Like, there's been investigative reporters that have gone there to, like, investigate stuff, and they're followed by the police the entire time.
Yeah.
And they're told to leave, they're told, it's like... I'm just investigating.
I think they just know how hurt the people are. That's probably why they're so protective of them. I don't think it's like a government conspiracy, but
I don't think it's a government conspiracy. But I don't think what they said happened the way they said it.
Huh.
Like, I'm not denying that something did happen there, but I'm saying that like there's a few facts that are like that doesn't really make sense. Can't we investigate this more? No, we can't. We can't investigate it all. CNN is whatever story they put out. That's the absolute story. And it's like, well, if you investigate it, like one thing. Adam Lanza didn't like exist before 2009.
Adam who?
Adam Lanza, the kid who shot up everything.
Like he didn't exist. What do you mean he didn't exist?
Like you can't find information on him prior to like 2000. Yeah, it's really weird. And then his brother, I forget what name he goes to, but actually went by Adam at some time at one point, like when he was in grade school.
Yeah.
So it's like this is really, really weird. And then another weird thing is they say how many bullets were shot and like how many magazines and how many guns and stuff like that. And the kid's like 120 something pounds. Like, there's no way he would have been able to fire that many bullets and carry that much stuff and move that quickly with that much weight on him.
Maybe he was just crazy. Maybe he took some crystal meth.
Maybe, but at the end of the day, it's like, well, where's the toxicology report on that? Like, where is some of this? It's just there's like a few things that are just kind of weird, and it's like, well, why can't we ask more questions about this? You know?
This is fucking.
But the way Alex Jones goes about it is like kind of fucked up.
Yeah, he like kind of like belabors the point a little bit.
There is like a few pictures out there though when they say that the kids aren't really dead or something like that. there's this picture of like the kids from Sandy Hook singing at what do you call it? At the football game, one of the like the Super Bowl or something like that. And they show pictures of the kids that died and right next to the kids that are singing. And there's a few of them that look spot on. It's kind of eerie how much they look like it.
Yeah, that's weird, dude.
Yeah, like they look like an older version. Another weird thing is like all of the kids that died, or a certain number of the kids that died, their parents had moved there within 5 years, and they were all older.
I could believe that though. I mean, like that's normal. Like people have children later, and then people.
Yeah, I mean it is that type of area.
Yeah.
Another weird thing is like the what do you call it next door has a whole bunch of like tire marks through the yard. The house next door of the Lanzas or something like that. And it's like, well, that house was never investigated, but it looks like someone left it in like a hurry driving across the grass and like through other areas. Like it's like, well, what happened to that house? Oh no, don't ask questions about that house, but it looks like there's something that happened at that house.
I guess.
It's weird that you can't ask any more questions. Like the investigation's over. Like whatever story that we said right now, there's no other questions. No, and then if you ask questions, you're being insensitive. And it's like, well, no, fuck you. We want to get to the bottom.
It's like we don't want to interview the parents. We just want to know, like.
Yeah, we want to get to the bottom of this.
Have the police like looked into this kind of stuff, but so I don't know.
It's weird when you still start looking into something.
I think it'd be hard to hide that though. Like the whole school would have to be in on it. Like the whole administrative staff would have to be on it. Like why would somebody why would like a fucking lunch lady not tell the truth about it?
I don't know. Like that's the part. It's like, well, like why can't we get more interviews? Why can't we get more stories? Like look at all the interviews we did about 9/11. Like people talking about it, their story, what they saw and stuff.
There's a lot of stuff about 9/11.
There's this one guy that and also there's another thing about it is, you have looking at that conspiracy versus other conspiracies, and I know I'm getting into like the wacky what do you call it, tinfoil hat area here, but when you have other when you have other events that are similar to it, and you start looking at those events, and you're wondering why did that event happen one way, and it doesn't align up with other events that happen. Like 9/11, we don't really have anything to compare it to besides like Pearl Harbor.
Right.
Whereas like shootings, they've happened more times. So like in Sandy Hook, no one went to the hospital.
That's so fucked up. There's so many shootings. They like have patterns.
But it's like all the other shootings, people went to the hospital. 26 people died. No one went to the hospital. like there's little weird things about that like you kind of just want to investigate, find out why. But let's move on. We're getting to the tin hat area there.
Yeah, this is getting into the weeds. But let's talk about this poop train thing. What is this?
Did you read this?
No, I hadn't.
So Alabama and other like southern states, because they have like laxed county zoning laws, the northern states that are very congested will buy land down there to dispose of waste, like landfills and stuff like that. So I guess this train was on the way to one of the landfills, and the county changed the laws because they were like, you're not going to dump your shit here anymore. Like they didn't realize what. And so it stopped the train in this town, and it's been sitting there for like 6 weeks. And so there's this train.
Smells like shit.
Oh yeah, there's this train of poop sitting in this town because the company that owns it won't move it because they have nowhere to take it to, and they're trying to figure out like what to do with it. But it's been sitting there for like weeks in the heat.
It's in Alabama, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh man, that would have been.
But this is actually very common that like they buy land in southern states that have lax laws, zoning laws,
and they just
set up a landfill because it's cheaper to ship it down there.
Holy crap! Literally.
Than it is to, because I guess New York used to like dump it into the ocean, and then they used to treat it and then dump it into the ocean. But now they're not allowed to do that anymore because they passed some law up there, so they've been shipping it to other states to put in landfills. Isn't that crazy?
That's fucking insane.
Isn't it? That's crazy.
You're shipping your shit to another state.
Literally, shit.
Oh my god.
How do you know that a poop train was a thing? Like,
I didn't. That is when I read it, I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why is there a train of New York City poop on a? God, that's foul, dude.
Isn't it? And it's like in this town.
Who's the guy driving that train? You know, like that guy just probably drives shit trains.
Yeah, but at least like as you're moving, the smell is probably going that way. So you're moving.
It's still got to be like it within like I don't know how like contained
Yeah, but as you're moving, you probably wouldn't have the smell.
I think you probably
because you're up in the front of it.
It's probably gotten into the interior of the trains, and they gotta like rip it out every. It's like it just smells like shit.
But imagine like that's the train car you own. Like how many train cars do you want? Well, we want this type of train car. We need some shit train cars. Like this is a big business. We should get some shit train cars.
It just makes me gag a little bit thinking about it.
Doesn't it?
Ugh, that's foul, dude.
Yeah, and it's long too. It's not like a short train. It's like
it's like a lot of shit.
And they're trying to get it moved, and like no.
That's funny that we have to. You have to. Your shit goes somewhere, and like people have to do something with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, it's like you never think of it. Like it's just something you don't have to think of in modern times.
Yeah, whereas like it was a problem, and well, people lived in rural areas, so they probably just dug a hole, shit in it for a while,
and then covered it up.
Well, that was what an outhouse was. Like you probably just moved the outhouse every so many. Like
it would like get to the like. You would think it would decompose, right? Doesn't like bacteria eat it and like you know?
I think so. But at some point, I think you would have to like fill that hole in and then like dig another one.
Yeah. Oh, that's so weird.
Like we have to actually deal with that at some point.
If society ever breaks down, it's gonna be a fucking rude ass awakening.
That's gonna be a big problem. Like, what do you do with all the waste? What do you do with trash? Like,
how do you
think how many times you put trash out, and imagine if trash is not being picked up tomorrow.
Exactly, and it just starts piling up and piling up. Like I would drive it to the landfill. I would think I would try to do that first.
But what? I mean. What landfill?
Yeah.
Not that you would have a lot to make trash, because if that society is shutting down, a lot of this trash comes from packaged goods.
Yeah, and they wouldn't be able to produce anything.
And people are going to throw away a lot less.
Yeah, this is like the crazy podcast. We're doing a crazy one this.
Yeah.
And then the next topic's going to be the sex cult with this Allison Mack girl.
So why don't we move to that?
Yeah, dude. So this girl apparently was on Smallville for like 10 years. Let's bring her up.
Are you gonna bring her up?
Yeah, I'll bring her up on the big screen.
We'll save that other topic for a different time because we're running.
Yeah, we're running kind of.
And I didn't get a chance to actually read it. I just dropped it on there. So it'll still be relevant next week.
So this girl.
Oh, she's the one who played Supergirl, like in the show.
I don't know who the hell she was, but she had a role in a sex cult.
Oh, a cult. You said sex trafficking before.
But no, that's what she's getting charged with.
Her charges.
Yeah, so her charges are, where is it? Charged with sex trafficking conspiracy, and forced labor conspiracy.
Wow.
So they're like kind of like grooming girls, I guess, to like for obedient female companions. There was
wow.
So there's a this guy Keith Rainier was a founder of a self-help group called NXIVM.
Oh, I know. I think I've heard this story before.
He was arrested last month, and then I remember hearing that she was connected to it somehow, but I thought it was just like somebody she knew. But apparently she participated in this cult to, I guess, train girls how to be obedient.
I think I know what this is. Like I saw some like documentary on it one time where this guy started this like it's portrayed to them as like a self-help thing.
Yeah.
And it's to like raise their confidence and stuff like that, and really it's a cult. And like as you get to the higher levels, you're just being trained for
cultism.
Fucking ads.
Yeah.
You're just trained like you don't realize it in the beginning, and then you kind of start to get trapped in it, and you're like.
So it's like you get like deeper and deeper and deeper into it, like a pyramid scheme.
Almost, yeah.
But for sex.
If it's the thing I'm thinking about. It doesn't start out for like the sex part.
So it's Mormonism.
That's mean. I know it's a wacky religion, but there's good parts of Mormonism.
But they did have the stuff about the whole sex cult thing too. They had their own problems.
They had their own problems.
With other, I'm sure people like not, I guess he was head of the religion at one point.
Who?
The guy who had to run away. The guy they were looking for was like a fugitive.
He wasn't head of the religion. He was part of it at some point.
But he was like a leader, I think.
Yeah, he was in a leader position, I think, at some point, but then got kind of radical. You're talking about Jeff something?
That guy. I forget the guy's name.
I forget his last name too, but like he was marrying like 14-year-olds and shit.
Yeah. So apparently, this girl was a master, a DOS master. So they called this group. It was a secret sorority called DOS, and they also called it Lord Master of the Obedient Female Companions. Mack, 35, was allegedly a DOS master who recruited and directed slaves to have sex with Rainier, also known as Vanguard. So his name was Vanguard. So he had this sex cult to himself. I'm assuming. That's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like there are any other guys. So this guy's like a modern day Manson.
Yeah, but I don't think he did murders.
Well, he didn't do murder. He just, just...
But he had a sex cult.
Tricking girls into... Tricking.
Into tricking? Good job, Nick.
Well, they call it the... never mind.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at.
Okay. As alleged... As alleged in the indictment, Allison Mack recruited women to join what was purposed to be female mentorship group that was in fact created and led by Keith Rainier. U.S. Attorney General R.P. Donaghy said in the statement, the victims were then exploited both sexually and for their labor. I wonder if he what made them do the dishes and shit like that.
Maybe he made them pay out of their paycheck.
But labor, it sounds like they did work. The office and our law enforcement partners are committed. Okay, so it sounds like it's just your typical sex cult.
Wasn't R. Kelly doing something like this recently?
Yeah, he was. But those girls were doing it themselves. They were he was it was very sleazy what he was doing. He would
But they were doing something similar though,
He would find girls who were close, 16, 14, 15, 16. Get their parents on board and say he wanted to have a mentor-mentee relationship with them, and teach them how to do the show business and stuff like that. And eventually he would the parents would trust him enough to send their daughter to a show with him, and then he would kind of rope them in that way.
But they were all they were all of age though.
Right, yeah. So it was kind of difficult for the parents to say that he was had them trapped or held against their will when they would come pick them up and they were just no, go away. R. Kelly's my boyfriend.
Right, yeah.
So
didn't they call him daddy too?
Yeah. It was so fucked up.
It was fucked up.
It wasn't fucked up so much as it was it's girls really would want that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, young impressionable girls
That was the part is they were actually staying with him. It wasn't like he was beating them.
Right. He was just promising them you're gonna be a star, and they're oh, I'm gonna be a star.
And then not even after that, it was just you're just stay in the house.
Yeah. But they would go out with him though.
Right. But he was the only one.
So they'd probably go out and party and stuff like that, which they probably thought was fun.
So I'm guessing this was very similar to that.
Yeah.
I can't believe somebody who's on. I guess it's they have to be doing this stuff in Hollywood regularly. Hollywood and Washington. This just has to be regular. There has to be every sex cult we see. There's 10 others behind them that haven't been discovered yet.
Alex Jones was trying to discover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never saw the stuff on Hillary Clinton and the sex trafficking of the kids and stuff?
Do you think she was doing that?
He was trying to get it. The Pizzagate. You never heard of Pizzagate?
That sounds too lighthearted.
There was a pizza store.
It sounds very whimsical. Pizzagate. It doesn't sound like a dark.
Well, supposedly they're running it in the back of a pizza place. That's why it's called Pizzagate. And
what is it? Is it Chuck E. Cheese?
Well, no, it was what you ordered was what you were gonna get. There was code words to order children and what type of children you wanted and stuff like that. Jeez. It was really, really weird. I don't know if none of it was true. And the what do you call it? The pizza place ended up suing Alex Jones
for defamation.
I guarantee you that's why the Sandy Hook people are suing him, because
they won, right? The Pizzagate won.
The Pizzagate won. Yeah, he paid them, and then I think he had to publicly apologize, which he never really fully did. He did a half-ass apology.
So that's still bullshit. I mean, that's a reason to not trust him anymore.
Yeah, no one trusts him.
Yeah.
The globalist.
I really don't know what he sounds like. He always reminds me of the OxyClean guy. When people say Alex Jones, I always think of the OxyClean guy.
That's not what he sounds like.
But that's who I think of. I don't know why. I just pictured Alex Jones.
You think he sells stuff,
Yeah, that's what I imagine him on a commercial, at 2:00 in the morning, trying to sell you a book.
So none of you have actually ever listened. That was funny because I was doing that voice on one of the previous podcasts, on Upper Room, and none of you were catching on, and I was I guess no one's ever listened to it.
No, he's never. I see it. I've seen his face before, but he just sounds he just sounds so crazy. I wouldn't want to even fill my head with anything he has to say. That he's a plant by the CIA.
Yeah, I guess there's this comedian that died right before he became Alex Jones, and essentially they sound exactly look alike. And this guy died, and then Alex Jones appeared.
Oh, I can believe that. There's people that look the same
and they have the same manager.
That's weird.
Yeah, like there's a few weird parts about it, but like you play the.
Was that his twin, maybe, or like a cousin?
I don't know. It's
because I see people all the time that look exactly like other people. Like and sound like them too.
I saw somebody in my apartment complex that looked like that guy that we used to work with. The one looked like Jason.
Yeah.
So it was odd. Like I saw him in the apartment complex one day up in Orlando. It's like, is that like he looked exactly
remember that picture you found on the internet? Was that you that found that? Of the it looked like him looking over his shoulder in the gym at that girl?
I forget who found it. Yeah. And he claimed it wasn't him. It looked exactly like him. That was such a funny photo.
That was funny. Alright, so we don't have any movie of the week.
No, we're going to talk about
Silicon Valley. So let's talk about it real quick.
We didn't see the last
No, I haven't seen the most recent episode, so I guess spoiler alert too. If you haven't seen Silicon Valley,
shut the podcast off right now. This will be the last thing we talk about.
Get out of here. You don't belong here. Scram.
Applesauce bitches.
So this is season 4, right?
5.
Season 5. Wow, it's been 5 seasons already.
Yeah, been 5.
I like this show because it like goes really fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's only a half an hour, and it's like a lot of good stuff packed into that half hour.
Yeah, a lot happens, and also there's no commercials, so you get truly 30 minutes.
You get all 30 minutes.
Because like in an hour show, you really only get like 43 minutes.
Yeah.
On network, and the rest is all commercials and all bullshit. So it's like you're not really getting that much less than a normal show.
Yeah. So this show's like super digestible to me. Like I can just you can binge watch it in like a day, probably.
Like in a weekend, I watched all of them, and I wasn't like back to back watching it. It was like on the plane, I watched a few. Sitting in the airport, I watched a few.
Yeah.
Sitting at my grandmother's house, like when everyone was sleeping, I was watching a few. Like it wasn't there. Like I sat there and had to watch it like nonstop. It was only when I had time on my hands, and I ended up watching all of them.
Yeah.
There's only like 10 episodes a season too.
Yeah. So it goes really quick too, and I think they're already on episode 6.
5, I think. Yeah, 6 I think is coming up tomorrow.
Yeah. So there's only like 4 episodes left.
It's a really good season though.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I thought the previous season was all right.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
But this one is really, really good. Like they still haven't been able to top that first season though with the D to F.
No, there's nothing.
That was fucking hilarious. That was like one of the best written scenes I've seen like in a long time.
I was laughing my ass off, and I'm never like that much laughing.
It was so fucking ridiculous.
We can have them face each other, and that way you don't lose any momentum. Or we can just hot swap them in on the upstroke, and that way you don't lose anything on the downstroke.
It's like, let's create a variable called D to F. This is the distance from the dick to the floor.
I love it when Jared's like, would girth make a difference? And then Erling is, miming like doing a larger and a smaller. Yeah, I think it would. We need to create an algorithm for that too, or a formula for that too. I love how he has to think about it though, and he mimes the jacking a guy off and a smaller guy. Is like, yeah, I would, yeah, okay. But the fact that Jared brought up the idea is like, would girth make a difference?
Yeah, because you think he's the straight man, like he's the serious guy in the room. Like he
was fucked up at that point too. Like he had just got back from.
He got trapped in like a barge, right?
Yeah, he just got back from that.
And he was on Adderall, right? He like taking a bunch of Adderall.
I think so, but he was also like competing with Monica that year. That was
like
he thought Monica was trying to take over his position.
I thought that was funny. Jared, like that's not even his real name, right? Isn't his real name Donald?
Yeah, his real name is Donald.
They just call him Jared.
No, what's his name called him that, so it stuck. Gavin.
Gavin?
Yeah, the first 10 minutes of meeting Gavin, he called him Jared, and that stuck.
Oh, man.
But his real name is Donald. I love it when, what's his name in a previous season? He's like, this guy fucks.
Yeah.
This guy fucks. And then later on,
Russ Hanneman?
Yeah, 3 girls are going through, like, he's fucking them in the garage,
This guy fucks.
This guy fucks.
I always think of that. This guy fucks. That's really funny. Yeah, so TJ Miller, who was Ehrlich on the show, we didn't talk about it last time, but he got arrested for calling in a bomb threat.
Which is crazy.
And he recently just performed on stage at the Mall of America. So do you think he's done? I didn't really get the details on why he called in a bomb threat.
He's probably just trying. No, I didn't read the article. Did you read it?
No, I hadn't read it.
He's probably just trying to do something stupid and wasn't really thinking. And not really thinking the consequences of doing that. From
an Amtrak train bound for New York, in addition to his former bosses, has suggested that Miller, who has departed the HBO series, was a heavy drug user during his time on the show. No way. He was accused last winter of sexually assaulting a former girlfriend. Okay, so he had some baggage on him. That's probably why they dropped him. This is the baggage we were talking about.
Yeah. That I was talking about earlier, yeah, why they kicked him off the show, essentially.
Yeah, so I mean, I knew he was, I don't know what they mean by heavy drug user, but you could tell he smoked a lot of pot. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even his character on the show smoked a lot of pot.
Yeah, he was always smoking weed.
And I think that was actual real weed.
I
don't think it was like O'Doul's or something like that. It was like legit weed he was smoking on set.
I love it when he brings out the suitcase of it, that he's like, yeah, I'm a little low right now, but I can spare some. And he has like an entire box of it. Of it. You can see I've never smoked weed before.
Yeah, a whole entire gallon of weed. Alright, well, I don't have anything else on Silicon Valley.
Yeah, I don't either.
I just think it's a really good season.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be good. I'm enjoying it. I'm glad I caught up. It was kind of nice watching it all, just like 3 or 4 episodes all at once.
I wonder if they will bring Ehrlich back even after this. Like, it feels like this is kind of like solidified him being off of the show.
No, I feel the other way.
Really?
Because I feel like if they really had no intention of ever bringing him back, they truly would have killed his character.
Uh-huh.
And because like Jin Yang going through all this, like he's dead and everything. Like,
do you think it's like you have to go to rehab and get sober before you come back on the show?
Right. So I think they're almost like, I wouldn't be surprised because you said what's his name and him are good friends.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, guys, I want you to write it in a way that he can come back. Like he gets help. Like I feel like he's good enough friends with him. It's like I want him to come back, but obviously he needs to get the help that he needs before he can.
Yeah.
And then if like he does, I think they'll just have a triumphant return of like he'll come in and just fuck everything up for Big Head. And
you think he'll be like a Robert Downey Jr. kind of figure?
I don't think ever at that point. He's way too chubby for that shit.
He's got Deadpool, right? In Deadpool 2, he's supposed to be in?
I think he is in that, yeah.
I wonder if that fucked up the filming on that.
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
Because he doesn't play a really big character in there.
Yeah, so they're just like, we'll just shoot it another time.
And basically he just plays a stoner anyway.
I feel like he is going to have a bigger role in the second one than he did in the first one. Because he was one of the more like characters out of it. So he's in the... Don't they have a trailer for it? Don't they have a trailer for Deadpool 2?
I didn't watch it. I think they do.
Yeah.
I think they've released a couple trailers.
Did you see the first Deadpool?
I saw it, yeah, but I saw it way after it was out of theaters.
Yeah, me too, same.
Like, people kept on telling me I need to go see it. You need to go see it, you need to go see it.
It was good. I thought it was good, yeah, but it wasn't like...
I didn't think it was like as spectacular as they say. Because I like Ryan Reynolds a lot.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was like as spectacular as people were making out to be. But it was still good.
Yeah, right.
I think there was a little too much hype going up to it as well. People were just going apeshit over it.
I was the same way.
Deadpool.
I usually go the opposite way when people start doing kind of shit like that. So, anyways, that's all I had. You have anything else?
No, I'm ready to wrap it up if you are.
Alright, this was Choice.
This is Tom.
This was the Applesauce Podcast.
Later.
In podcast. I like the in podcast.
I like it.
Just the way it sounds on the recording.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You listen to it?
Yeah.